that Carrie shared. It looks like a wonderful article, and I look forward to reading it. So I thought I would practice using some assistive technology tools that I use in my everyday life to help me learn the content that's in this article. The first time I did it, though, I shared the wrong article on this screencast. So let's try again. Because the article, I uploaded the PDF to my Google Drive. And now I'm going to open it using OrbitNote PDF Reader. And I should have clicked share this tab instead, but I didn't the first time. So hopefully now I'm on the right tab. And my OrbitNote toolbar is here. And I used to always forget these 3 dots. My friend Stephanie calls them the lazy snowman because he's lying down. So I click the lazy snowman, and I need to click scan text in order for the computer to translate the PDF, which is like a photo of the text, to the OCR, the optical character recognition. So, oh, look, something went wrong, because of course it did. Click scan text. Scan. Anyway, there we go. So I want it to be able to be read to me. My eyes get tired. I have bifocals that don't really work well for the computer. I have to lift my neck way up high to read. And at the end of the day, my eyes are super tired. Sometimes I just want to lie down, close my eyes, and listen to information. So I've already checked this is my favorite voice in settings. I made sure that the voice was Daniel from the UK. My speed is 25. That's a speed I like to listen to digest information. Continuous speech. I'll save those settings. Let's see whether I'm not sure if the screencast is going to record the speech to text voice. It didn't on my first draft because I was using my AirPods in my ears so I could hear it, and I was using the microphone, but it wasn't recording it in the screencast. I'll press stop just because we don't have time for me to listen to the entire 27-page articles for the purpose of this video. But this screen masking tool, it's one that I use when I'm proofreading report cards. I get bored, my mind wanders, my eyes wander. I've already written this, so it's boring to read it over. So this helps me focus one line at a time. And when the speech to text is reading it, it helps me focus on one word at a time. So I'm listening to the words, I'm looking at the words one at a time, and I'm focused on one line. A student actually showed me the settings. You can change the background color, you can change the reading mask color, you can change the size, the reading height. If I want to focus on one paragraph at a time instead of one line at a time. So this is a tool, the screen masking tool, that I absolutely use in my real life. In the Google, read and write toolbar, in Google Docs, in Google Slides, and in OrbitNote PDF Reader. So, we already have these things highlighted from the first time I filmed this when I was on the wrong tab. So I've highlighted these points. These are the ways that assistive technology, including augmentative communication systems, can be used to help children with autism. And these are the categories that they can help them in. So I've already done some highlighting. The word that was the most interesting to me so far, the most unfamiliar word to me, was augmentative. And what I did with that word is I looked it up in the picture dictionary, and I didn't even expect there to be a picture of it, but there actually was. Here's a picture of a person who could be a teacher or another student using augmentative communication systems using pictures, visual representations with a student. And I can click this and listen to the word augmentative if I'm not familiar with the pronunciation, uh, and I can see a picture. I also am interested in using the talking dictionary, and it's going to tell. And I like that word enhancement because it tells me it visually enhances the idea for the student. So I can collect my highlights. I've already highlighted some things that I thought were interesting. My first go through, I can collect my highlights into a Google Doc. I can choose certain colors, like maybe I just want to collect my yellow highlights in a Google Doc, and I'll share that tab instead. We'll go to my Google Doc, and there it is. Those are the things from the article that I highlighted in yellow that I thought were important. Now, if I go back to the article and go back to the correct tab, this word augmentative, I wanted it to be in my vocabulary list. So now I'm going to click the vocabulary list, and it's going to create me a Google Doc with a chart with the words that I selected, the meanings, a symbol, and then I can take some notes. This would be a great study list for science or social studies or other content areas. And my word augmentative is right here in my chart. Intensifying by augmentation and enhancement. And there it is. I really like that picture of augmentative. I'm going to go back to my article. I'm going to share that tab again. And some of the other features that I sometimes like to use, um, translation. We could translate this word augmentative into French or into a different language. Augmentatif. So they read it to me, augmentatif. So I can try to say it in French, and that's going to help me translate words using that translation tool. So far, what have I used? I used play, I used stop, I used the talking dictionary, the picture dictionary, the screenshot reader I could use if it was a really strange font and I needed help because the regular speech to text wasn't helping. My translation tool, my vocabulary list, my screen masking tool. I've used my highlighting tools. I've collected the highlights. I have used my shape drawing tool this time. Excuse me, but we have a lot of activities we do with students where sometimes they're going to draw a math diagram or a science diagram. So we have a lot of fun with these shape tools. Also with the drawing tool. And I could add a picture. Sometimes if a student is doing a chart, they could draw a picture of healthy foods or foods in different food groups. And my signature, I use that tool when I sign my reports. I do it a lot more carefully. Oops, do it a lot more carefully. Oops. I do it very carefully when it counts, when it's a report that's going to be going to my superintendent for a C acclaim. I take my time and I can size and move my signature to where I need it. So these are absolutely tools that I use in my own learning to help me work with information, to help me understand and synthesize, pick out the main ideas that stand out to me, and to help collect information.